All right, this is Ubaid on behalf of Electronics, and in this video, we'll be looking at different types of sampling methods. All right, so starting with your simple sampling method. All right, so this has to do with simple. Now, your simple sampling method is more like a raffle ticket. Okay, if you put names in a box or numbers in a box, okay, you will end up with random numbers if you need to pick four numbers, for example. All right. So say, for example, you go to a festival, and in this festival, you have a booth that is basically collecting phone numbers. Okay, phone numbers for a certain product or for a certain promotion. Okay, now if you end up tossing your phone number in a box where they collect all the phone numbers, okay, and your number gets selected. Okay, that number gets selected because of simple sampling. All right, so more like a raffle ticket winning, okay, because of simple sampling. So again, simple sampling. Okay, okay, pick all names or numbers. Pick names and numbers. Names and numbers. Okay, put those names in a box. Okay, pick a certain amount of numbers. Pick a certain amount, certain, this would be names or numbers. So certain amount of tickets or certain amount of names and numbers based on your requirements. So let's say you need five people, okay, to give out promotions. Okay, so this would be five names or numbers from that box. So certain amount of names and numbers. So if you need five people, okay, so you say five people, okay, you will pick five names from that box. You're going to pick five names from the box. So this has to do with simple sampling. And by definition, it basically means that everyone has equal chance. Everyone has an equal chance of getting selected. So this is simple sampling. Now, the second type of sampling has to do with a stratified sampling. So this is stratified. Okay, now in a stratified sample, a population is divided into groups, and then you have the person who is sampling picking a proportionate number of people from each group. Okay, so population is divided into groups, divided into groups, or strata. Okay, This is for sampling. And then proportionate number of people are chosen from each group. Okay, so let's say you take 60% from group A and 40% from group B, or 50% from group A and 50% from group B. This would make a 100% for your sample. Okay, this is called stratified sampling. Okay, so you have, okay, group A and group B, okay, as shown on the pie chart. All right, now apart from stratified sampling, okay, you have something called cluster samples. Okay, so this is cluster. Now, in a cluster sample, you divide your population into clusters or groups. And then you choose random groups. Okay, so choose random groups, let's say 3 groups out of 10. For sampling. So say, for example, you have a department store. In a department store, the employer wants to know if the employees are satisfied with their work, okay, and the work environment. So in that case, the employer may decide to go ahead and divide these employees in different groups, possibly based on the departments they work in. And the employer may choose a certain number of departments, okay, based on the number of people the employer wants for the sample. Okay, may choose certain number of departments for a cluster sample. Okay, all the members of those departments may be part of the sample. So let's say if you have 10 departments, different departments, the employer may choose 3 departments out of those 10. And let's say you've got 10 people in each department, then the total number of people will be 30 for the sample. Okay, if you choose 3 groups out of the 10 departments, or 3 departments out of the 10 departments, or 3 clusters out of the 10 departments. All right, so the next one is systematic. Now, when it comes to systematic, okay, you basically figure out the total number of people that you want to survey or sample. Okay, and then you choose a certain number. Okay, so let's say every 58th customer, or every 10th customer, or every 20th customer. So let's say you've got, okay, 10 people. Okay, you have 10 people, and you would like to sample 5 people out of those 10 for your study. Okay, now this could be a study on side effects for medication. Okay, it could be a study on customer survey. So you're surveying customers. Okay, so on and so forth. So in that case, you will choose 5 people. And the way you would choose 5 people, okay, when you divide, let's say, a population, or let's say a population of 10 people, you will choose 5 people in a way that you pick every second person. Okay, so you will either organize a list of people, you will either number those people, write down their names. So one, you have X, Y, Z. Okay, two, you have Y, Z, Z. So the name, the first and last name, so on and so forth. And you will pick the second person out of those 10 people. So that way you have 5 people. Okay, so pick ent, okay, number, okay, for sampling. Okay, this is within a given population. All right, so that would be systematic. Now, apart from systematic, okay, you also have, okay, convenience sampling. Now, this would be a retail store, for example. So let's say convenience. So let's say this is a retail store. Now, in a retail store, if a employer has 10 customers, okay, shopping around, okay, within that retail store, the employer will go ahead and survey those 10 customers. Okay, now this could be in the morning, in the afternoon, on weekends. Okay, it could be customers who are regular customers rather than customers who haven't been to the store. It could be customers who are in the store for returns, okay, or customers who are in the store because of a promotion. Okay, as a result of which convenience sampling, it may become biased, as a result of which some people choose not to use convenience sampling. But as the name suggests, it is convenient to sample people who are already in your shop. Okay, so it has to do with picking or sampling, taking a sample, taking a sample of people in your shop. Okay, so using a group, for example. So using a group. Okay, so taking a sample of people in your shop using a group, so on and so forth. Okay, so that would be it for this video. On behalf of V Electronics, this is Obey. Have yourself a great day.